Well, we have the amazing Neville Cullen in the studio right now from Redcliffe RSL's. He's been the president since 2007, is that right?
That's right.
Yeah. And I know that Neville is a very proud Vietnam veteran and has served our country. And apparently you've always wanted to follow your father, your mother and your grandfather's footsteps since you were young. Can you tell me about your military family and especially your much admired grandfather?
Yes, my grandfather served in the First World War. He was at Gallipoli, and I've actually got his Gallipoli medal, which was struck out of the Turkish guns, etc. And it's a very proud medal that I keep at all times, and I think I've been photographed once before showing it off. He also was a bravery awarded recipient. He was awarded the Mentions in Dispatches, which is one of the first of the bravery awards for picking up one of the wounded soldiers and making sure that he got back to the front line. My mother served in the Second World War, and along with my father served in New Guinea, and yes, it was. I come from a very proud military background.
Well, it certainly sounds like the Anzac spirit runs deep in your veins. So what does Anzac Day mean to you?
Well, it is a day to honour and remember those who came before us and, proudly gave us Anzac Day, the people that landed in Gallipoli on the 25th of April back in 1914.
It's a long time ago.
Yes, a long time ago. And I'm just so proud that we can honour and remember our past soldiers who did a lot for Australia.
Yes, it's very, very special. And I believe there's actually a very special service unique to Redcliffe on the Sunday prior to Anzac Day. Can you tell me about that?
Yes, it is unique to Redcliffe. It's what we now call the Anzac Day Poppy service at the cemetery. That's going to be held on the 22nd of April.
Yep.
That's the Sunday. On the Saturday, we go out and we have all the cadets units come out, and they place Australian flags on all of the military graves down at the cemetery. And on Sunday, we have a special poppy service in which we stop halfway through the service and replace the flags with a poppy. And it's a very moving service. We've been doing it for ever since I've been involved with the RSL, but it goes way back to probably the 1940s, etc.
Wow.
So it's a long tradition that is very unique to Redcliffe. I've heard of other RSLs that do a similar type of thing, but not to the same category as the Redcliffe RSL does.
It sounds like a beautiful service.
Yes,
and please, listeners, come to the service and pay tribute to our much loved diggers and ex-servicemen and women. Now, with Redcliffe RSL being the official host of the Peninsula's Anzac Day parades and services, what will we expect at the dawn service?
Okay, yes, I'm glad you asked me that. We've got a few surprises. As you probably know, the dawn service has been growing very substantially over the years. I know when I first started, we'd be probably lucky to get about 500 people there. These days we get 40,000.
Oh,
and,
gee whiz.
Yes, it has totally taken off. I think everybody loves the aspect of being offshore and seeing that sun rise over on the dawn service. especially this year, we have Corporal Dan Kieran as a special guest. I usually are the only person to speak on the dawn service, but this year, because Dan Kieran was able to come along and is only able to be there for the dawn service, I've asked him if he would like to be our guest speaker, and proudly he said yes. Dan is also a life member of the Redcliffe RSL. Dan Kieran is a Victoria Cross winner from Afghanistan, which is the highest bravery award that any Australian can receive. And it's an honour to have him there. He's a very down-to-earth guy, a real nice guy. He wants to get over there at the gunfire breakfast and meet with as many veterans as he can before he has to shoot off into Brisbane for official functions in there.
Wow, yes, that is definitely an honour. Is he a local by any chance? Or?
He was born in the country. I can't remember exactly where at the moment, but his wife is a Redcliffe girl.
So he has some kinship with
yes,
Redcliffe,
and he lived out at Kalanga for a while. He's now moved over to Nunda area way, but yes, his wife.
We won't hold that against him.
No. As long as I can have him at the RSL,
absolutely.
I don't care.
No, it sounds great. And I'd also like to mention too, for those that may be struggling to see everything, there will be, or any of the proceedings for the day, there will be massive outdoor screens along with high-quality speakers that will be erected to broadcast the service to the crowds that are gathered by the waterfront.
Yes.
And following the dawn service, there will be the traditional gunfire breakfast. Where will people find this?
This will be over in the RSL itself this year because we've got some major renovations going on, which I'll talk about a little bit later. It's going to be a bit more difficult to feed everyone, so we're looking at doing a special hamburger type bun with bacon and egg on it type of thing. So it'll be a bacon and
like
egg.
Like a bacon and egg muffin.
Yeah,
yes.
Exactly. So I think people will be surprised with it. We've got a top quality chef who's going to be preparing it. So, yeah.
Oh, fabulous. Will there be any other services other than the main service at Anzac Park that's on the foreshore?
Yes, there is the mid-morning march as well and service. That is the main service, as people call it. It starts up here at the top of Anzac Parade, and it's full in at 9 o'clock. We march off around about 9:30, and the service commences around about 10:30 in Anzac Place. It's a rather large gathering with all the school children, etc., marching, all the organisations that like to participate, along with some vehicles, etc. And we have our 20 EOD, 20 explosive ordnance device unit who perform the cenotaph, etc., but they'll also have their vehicles there, and so it should be pretty good.
Fantastic. And I imagine that there'll be quite a bit of music down there as well with the drums. I think.
Oh yes, we have a.
I can hear them
the Scottish band.
Yeah, kilometres away. It's awesome.
Yes, they're very good.
Yeah. As much as we honour the Aussie tradition of mateship each Anzac Day, there is one other Anzac Day tradition Aussies love just as much, and that's a game of two-up. Will the RSL have a place for people to play on the day?
Yes, actually that's been a bit of conjecture this year because with the renovations we're building over the top of our car park, and that is the place where we usually hold our two-up. So this time we've got special permission from council. We're going to hold it on the lawn over near the Old Bowls Club, where the Old Bowls Club is.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So we've been given special permission to hold it there this year, and that'll be commencing straight after the main service, and we'll go on till late. So,
Fabulous.
Yes.
Redcliffe RSL, look, it's seen many, many changes over the years, especially since the first foundation stone was laid approximately 70 years ago, I believe.
Yes.
What recent changes can we see at Redcliffe RSL now?
Boy, we've been through a lot of changes since I've been the president there.
Yeah.
We're on about the third lot of renovations that since I've been involved. This one is going to be a major renovation with also an extra building over the top of the car park, as I was just talking about before. And I think people are starting to see what it's going to be a bit like, because we've completed our foyer, main foyer and entranceway, and we have a big chandelier hanging in the main stairwell.
Oh, we're getting a bit posh, are we?
Oh, yeah, yes, and it looks good. It's not a traditional chandelier.
Yep.
It's a modern type chandelier, and it's very spectacular. So we're doing up the poker machine area, plus the bistro area, expansion of that area. It'll be very good when it's all finished. And that should be around about mid-May. We hope to have it
not long to go.
No, not long at all.
Fantastic. Can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
Look, I just wanted to say thank you very, very much, Neville, for coming into 99.7. It was a real pleasure. And we actually hope to see more of you.
Oh,
so,
yes.
Yeah, make
Not
a commitment
problem.
over the radio right now.
Yes.
I'd just like to say too that 99.7 will be playing Australian and New Zealand tracks all day on the 25th of April.
Oh,
so please visit redcliffersl.com.au for all your Anzac Day details, including the times, maps, parking and shuttle bus information. And I hope you can come to this unique event and experience the spectacular sight of the rising sun over the Moreton Bay this Anzac Day, and come and pay respects and salute to the Anzac Diggers 25th of April. And also visit the Redcliffe RSL, an amazing club that supports so many others in the community. And thank you again, Neville.
Thank you.
No worries. And next we have